Manny Pacquiao is the greatest boxer of the last 20 years.
And he landed a little right hook in there and follows up by Manny. Now Kenny Bayless does.
He has defeated 22 world champions throughout his highlight reel career through 73 fights, and is the only fighter in boxing history to become a champion in 8 different weight classes. However, throughout this legendary tenure, many opponents took Manny's humble attitude for granted and provoked him as much as possible.
No, this guy.
Es puto Pacquiao.
Así es.
Gotta beat your motherfucking ass, man. You worry about Floyd. He already beat you, brother.
Do you think they're talking about a rematch? Do you think
They
they're
keep on talking
underestimating?
about rematches and Floyd. You gotta get past me first, big feet, motherfucker.
And now there's a low blow by Sanchez right on Pacquiao's cup.
But what these cocky rats also didn't realize is that they were signing their own death warrants. Get ready to witness how Manny Pacquiao punished every single one of these fighters who decided to pursue victory the dishonorable way. Across the ring was Brandon Rios, a savage in gloves, known for turning fights into chaotic brawls. In the lead-up, Rios mocked Pacquiao, calling him washed up and predicting his retirement.
Why are you the man to retire Manny Pacquiao? Young, I want that success, I want that fame, and I don't want to let go of it. I'm like a leech right now. I'm right here, baby. I want to be up here, and I don't want to let go. And I'm, like I said, young, hungry, and aggressive with balls, heart, always come to fight.
Then things got uglier when his camp released a vile video mocking Pacman's coach Freddie Roach's Parkinson's disease, a move that earned widespread condemnation from fans and fighters alike. Little did Rios know that he and his team were about to pay big time. From the very first bell, Pacquiao moved like a man chasing ghosts, not Rios, but his own.
This time. So you don't.
Pacquiao has worked with dedication in his training.
Ghosts of that night when Marquez dropped him cold.
Rios early, being in a fight.
He landed a couple of combos.
Ghosts of fans and critics questioning if the fire was gone.
He does have to figure out how to adjust to this.
Manny opened the first round by going straight to the body, digging in with sharp rights and snapping the crowd awake with his speed.
And his left.
Rios fired back, landing some decent body work of his own, but the momentum never belonged to him.
Knockdown.
When Rios slipped and fell to a knee mid-round, it wasn't a knockdown, but it looked symbolic, as if he was already overwhelmed by the storm in front of him.
That punch was right on the belt line.
The Pacquiao of old had returned, and by the end of the first round, he had already stamped his authority on the fight.
End of that exchange too.
Back down the pipe again. Blocking the shot. Thing that's coming.
Oh, good.
In the second round, Rios tried to dig deep and invest in the body, hoping it would slow Manny down later.
Oh, I guess he means don't take too many chances early.
Not only that, after a few rounds, when Pacquiao slows down a little bit.
But Pacquiao looked fresh, young, and motivated.
Pacquiao's corner, Freddie Roach told him in and out, in and out. Rio won a few more rounds like that
Every jab was clean and every angle sharp as a katana.
to get going, and
Rios is the larger man.
Manny effortlessly glided in and out, dodging punches like he had a sixth sense.
Know a guy like Michael Garcia knows very bad to the body in that fight.
and Rios is more skillful.
Late in the round, he landed a slick left to the jaw that rattled Rios' brain cells and had the alarm bells ringing.
Pacquiao's doing some body work there.
Right in front of Brandon, I don't know.
It was another round clearly in his favor, and by now, the fans watching live or around the world could feel that something special was happening.
Well, maybe because Freddie Roach told him he needs an early knockout, and he wants
The knockout, you saw what happened.
In the third round, Rios showed his first signs of resistance, managing to back Pacquiao into a corner and throwing a few solid shots that excited his corner.
Use his feet, step around and box the guy until he ran down Miguel Cotto for shame on you. He used his jab to neutral.
But Pacquiao's response was clinical as he danced away from danger and came back with quick, brutal combinations that turned the momentum right back.
That's Rios' off.
Rios may have had a moment, but Manny had the round.
That's what
He does his business.
With his feet.
The fourth round was where things started getting uncomfortable, not for Pacquiao, but for Rios.
Arrange something, and then he took for Rios to get him because he's on that right hand better than any southpaw. A combination, but he always stopped.
Pacquiao was no longer just fighting.
Manny Pacquiao. And he's off to a hot start in round number 9.
Dynamo Pacquiao.
Where he hadn't won.
He was teaching. The way he jabbed, circled, controlled distance, and used feints was pure boxing brilliance.
But yes, Rios likes what he's
The Pacquiao you want to see. Not
Robert Garcia.
Rios was still standing, but he wasn't solving the puzzle in front of him.
having to work very hard to do it.
It wasn't a firefight, but a slow and systematic dismantling, and Pacquiao was enjoying every second of it. By the fifth round, the fight had turned into a one-sided beatdown.
Rios has Pacquiao, which is
Pacquiao opened with a vicious left to the head and followed it with a blazing combination that had Rios backing up.
of Pacquiao when he scores.
Hard left hand.
Any remaining doubts about whether Manny's brutal KO loss to Marquez had broken him were fading fast.
When he throws it, it's been effective.
Brandon Rios is so good at
The Filipino didn't look tentative. He didn't look worried.
Manny Pacquiao from firing combination.
He looked free.
Stop from firing is tapping hard in the
Rios, known for his toughness, kept pressing forward, but it was clear that this wasn't a fight he was going to win.
Shot with the left by Pacquiao. Left, right. Further combination.
In round 6, the tempo slowed just a hair, but Pacquiao remained in total control.
Rios to keep the body.
He opened with another left-right combo and later drew blood near Rios' right eye.
right there. See that?
Yep.
He's just not throwing it. Surprise.
I think the real key is Brandon to answer.
Yeah, and
It wasn't a gusher, but it was telling because Pacquiao's punches were beginning to mark him.
as though he needs to sell out his game plan yet.
Answers to the body. Pacquiao.
Good left.
Rios wasn't just losing rounds.
Been there since the beginning of time. Brandon Rios whacks him upside the head.
He was being carved up piece by piece,
Yourself against the. Rodriguez is not.
Good shot.
and he was gradually headed toward a humiliating
The
shutout.
combination.
In round 7, the conversation shifted from whether Pacquiao would win to how dominant he could be.
Very, very easy. I mean, he turns to his left. Manny Pacquiao.
His jabs were like spears, his footwork effortless.
Pawing at the blood on his left eye.
Pacquiao keeps landing repeatedly.
Is exactly.
I'd say we're getting there.
At 34, he looked reborn, like a fighter who'd rediscovered his why. Meanwhile, the punch stats painted a grim picture, with Pacquiao having landed over 170 shots to Rios' 88, nearly double the output and twice the accuracy.
By Rios, his best punch in a while. Pacquiao lands his own.
Rios, bloodied and puffed up around the face, had heart.
Paint job.
Usman Bryant, it's going to take it.
But heart alone, unfortunately, doesn't win fights against legends. Round 8 gave Rios perhaps his final glimmer of hope.
Said, taking the long layoff.
I think that the layoff is good to help his confidence and everything.
Pacquiao looked just a tad off early in the round, a little less active, slightly more cautious.
Taking a punch.
As was the expectation of many.
Rios landed a good left that caught Manny flush and made people lean forward in their seats.
As if Manny is saying,
Took care of Alvarado in that first.
there's the left hook from Brandon.
But whatever opening he found, it closed fast.
The punch he seems to have gotten.
Fight for him.
Pacquiao, as if insulted by the touch, responded with a late round assault that clearly took back control. Rios ended the round breathing heavier, bleeding more, and walking slower. His face now bore the full toll of Manny's speed and precision. The 9th round was more of the same.
Not representative. Win him the fight. Pacquiao ripped with straight.
Rios tried to fire back, especially in the closing moments of the round, but nothing stuck.
To continue trying to break Pacquiao.
Pacquiao had figured him out by now, dodging most of the incoming fire and responding with sharp counters.
What we've seen in Ed against Tim Bradley, for example.
The difference in class was staggering.
Shot by Rios. Expected to beat Pacquiao.
It didn't feel like a contest anymore.
Most think he didn't deserve it.
It felt like a showcase.
Kind of guy to overcome fights where he was having his best night or think.
Rios wasn't hurt in the sense of wobbly legs or dangerous swelling, but his face was wearing every round like a badge of suffering.
Well, this is the biggest hand speed deficit I think Rios.
He was a walking reminder that taking punches from Pacquiao is like running face first into a wall over and over again.
Speed of Manny Pacquiao.
Even in the 10th, Pacquiao didn't let up.
Yeah, I mean, I think, landing and turning. And that does all the right things with the right hand.
He didn't necessarily chase the knockout, but he kept pouring on clean shots with a confidence that made it clear he knew the fight was his.
Last couple of rounds, the Waymar tried for a knockout and gave Chavez.
So far, this has been
He wasn't trying to hurt Rios, but trying to humiliate him with precision.
Pacquiao, the guy who Freddie from this physical.
It's very difficult to deal with him.
It was surgical.
Now he seems to be.
Give Rios chances.
He doesn't have the kind of punching thunder that.
There was a rhythm to his dominance, and Rios couldn't escape the pattern.
But he does throw the right time hands, go like that.
What's in his face looks like.
At this point, Rios' best-case scenario was to hear the final bell. Winning was off the table. In round 11, Pacquiao opened with another energetic flurry that electrified the crowd.
Broken, which continues to this day.
Well,
It wasn't wild or reckless, but was calculated brilliance.
Defenseless or Margarito won.
good hook by Pacquiao.
His left hand remained a problem Rios couldn't solve, and even as the pace slowed a bit due to fatigue, the dominance didn't waver.
Attention.
Pacquiao felt it.
Rios still hadn't landed anything meaningful. He still hadn't won a round.
And Chavez.
Correct.
That weren't the.
Pacquiao had turned a high-stakes comeback fight into a 12-round sparring session, and the world was watching.
Want more aggression off the fight? Pacquiao was.
He don't want the combinations to keep it back like.
As they stepped into the final round, there was only one possible miracle for Rios: a knockout punch from the gods.
By Pacquiao, actually.
Yeah, he wants him to keep him on the end like that so that man.
But the gods weren't listening. Pacquiao, sensing that the end was near, turned up the heat one last time.
Rios.
Bloodied face.
His jabs found the mark. His footwork never faltered, and the crowd stood in appreciation of a master craftsman doing what he does best.
He promised erupted into.
Rios came forward, brave as ever, but with nothing to offer but toughness. No power, no timing.
He's done all of that. Would get a knockout or a TKO. The crowd.
When the final bell rang, there was no doubt, no suspense, no need to look to the judges for answers. This wasn't a competitive fight. This was a shutout, a 120-108 whitewash that proved Manny Pacquiao was still a world-class force. Ever since Andrian started his career, his fights have always been very controversial. He was first defeated by Marcos Maidana after he knocked out Broner twice in 2013, taking away Broner's WBC title. But instead of learning from his mistakes, Broner went on a career-ending route. The young boxer couldn't control his fame and money. In the ring, Broner was a beast, but outside, he was a menace to society. In October 2018, Broner was charged with battery for allegedly choking a waitress in Las Vegas, and also knocked a guy out for doing nothing.
Somebody just hit him? This guy was slow. Hey, B, bro, don't go out like that, bro.
Just after a year, Broner was summoned to the court for knocking out a fan, but he didn't show up. Then he would post on Instagram, flexing his wealth, and still claim that he couldn't pay the court-ordered payment. So the judge sent him to jail after he said that his friends sent him money. When the pre-fight antics arrived, nobody was surprised of what came from Broner's end.
Pacquiao. Pacquiao, Bob Barrel. Yeah. See, what he do is he try to smile, but that's he nervous. He try to smile his way out of it. Try to beat your motherfucking ass, man. You worry about Floyd. He already beat you, brother.
Do you think they're talking about a rematch? Do you think
They
they're
keep on talking about rematches and Floyd got to get past me first, big feet, motherfucker.
Finally, 2019 rolled in, and the two clashed in the MGM arena. The two fighters made their entrance, with Broner coming in with his flashy show-off, while Manny was more focused on the fight instead of the entrance. And so, the fight began. From the very start of the match, Manny Pacquiao asserted pressure, making sure that Broner didn't land a single punch.
Something else. And he wants to make... And you always wonder if he shows his age. We're only... The fact of the matter is that the heat, in that heat, matched after that, not collapsed, but will always inside. When you have an orthodox position, constantly trying to...
The second round began, and Broner started using his signature rat moves. This pissed off Manny, so he bounced back.
He's not throwing his jab properly right now. He's sticking it out and sticking it out, and he's got the back foot and make his jab punch, but Manny's hands are so fast that he counters. It's going to be hard for the judges. I always hear those names when you can get a lot more power behind it. Look at that, the counter punch get Pacquiao. Let him go, let go. Adrian pushing.
In round 3, Manny got more aggressive with his punches, as he wanted to finish the fight quickly.
It's a majority draw. Fight will certainly do it if he can beat Manny punches. Going. Again, misses and then misses with the hook. Tries to catch Manny. That's something Manny's got to be careful with the chest and hooks the way down. In and out. He's like, like a rattlesnake with his hands. Catches him a few rows up in the grandstand area here. Adrian missed with that right hand. His foot on the outside when he comes in. The outside of the outstretched left leg means he's going to go on the assault. Right hand with any power. And he shouldn't trains by Manny that make for this is real good stuff. It makes it hard for Broner to land. Broner doesn't have that same. For Broner, 39 for Manny. I gave Broner the last round. But Broner is landing more punches. He's so quick. Stop! Put on a lot of weight in between fights. Almost to the half, and there's the chance going up, trying to juice up Manny a little bit. He's got to get more offense together. There it is, a good straight right hand by well conditioned there. Both have gone just a hair. And as I say that, look at that Will. He's been out of, this is a very good division. He clipped him pretty good with that shot there. Yeah, I thought he slowed down just a bit in the last round, although I thought he won, and Adrian's catching him with. Now he's back up on his toes, and so he's the right thing to do. Broner clipped him with us touching him and touching him. Good by Adrian. Adrian takes a shot downstairs, no damage done.
By this time, 6 rounds have passed, and Broner is already showing signs of fatigue. Meanwhile, the 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao still hasn't forgotten the disrespect, and Manny continues his dominance in the 7th round as well.
Manny on his toes, does a little bit of feint.
Manny saw an opportunity and went all in on Broner.
Shots now, the uppercut. He's on the assault. No punches back from Broner. 38 years old or so, times in the course of the fight. But in this fight, he's controlling it. Hooking. Right wins at 10-9. Adrian still shows plenty of snap with his left this time, and that way he set up his right hand, but he didn't land it. Pacquiao's boxing has dominated boxing in the round. I mean, a really terrific damage done, but you get the idea. And this is how you steal rounds on the judges' scorecards. More hands. So watch Sloan. There's a left hook back on his heels. There he gets clipped into the really good round. Look at this. Manny's putting the hurt just a bit. Manny on the assault. Touches him up.
Round 10 started off with Broner trying to hit a couple of punches, but Manny's defense was so strong that he wasn't even able to land any significant punches. As time passed by, Manny started to pressure Broner to overstretch his punches, but he didn't. It was like Broner was just trying to survive all rounds.
Manny, kind of a hooking motion, you know. Particularly
Broner spent the entire 10th round just evading the barrage of punches from Manny Pacquiao. During the second to last round, Manny hit Broner with multiple punches, and still, Broner was struggling to defend himself. Even when Manny was just ducking, Broner's punches missed him completely. Even the referees noticed that Broner was not throwing his right hand, and he had almost no offense at all.
Touch downstairs, no specific hand speed right now, but
finally, round 12 started. Manny tried to put pressure on Broner to catch him with his jabs, but Broner didn't even try to counterattack. It was like Broner had forgotten how to fight and just wanted the match to end. When the bell rang, Broner started celebrating as if he had done something, but the judges' scores told a completely different story.
17-111. Judges Glenn Feldman and Tim Cheatham both scored about 116
Thanks to the unanimous decision, Manny Pacquiao still remained the WBC champion. Manny Pacquiao was clearly the winner of the match, hitting more than 110 punches. Meanwhile, Broner connected with only 50 matches. But in the post-match interview, Broner started complaining like the match was stolen from him. Broner said that he had won the fight.
I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. I controlled the fight. He was missing. I hit him clean more times. I beat him.
This was very humiliating for the self-proclaimed Mayweather heir because a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao made him lick the dust. Manny's path to greatness led him directly into the fists of one of boxing's most notorious veterans. A man who didn't just fight to win, but fought to break rules, bodies, and spirits. His name was Agapito Sanchez. Nicknamed the Cyclone, Sanchez was less of a technician and more of a storm of low blows, headbutts, elbows, and everything a referee was supposed to stop. What followed, however, was not a celebration of boxing, but one of the dirtiest fights the sport had ever seen. A warning before the fight. If you're sensitive about your cajones, we suggest not watching. The opening bell rang, and at first glance it seemed like a regular fight.
His style just to be suited to throw uppercut punches.
And that height where he could get at him. Now Pacquiao.
Both men studied each other carefully, trading jabs and occasional big shots to try and find rhythm.
Alex George, 20 feet or more, allowed to make himself elusive if he chooses to use it.
Well, I think they're in this fight.
Sanchez.
Pacquiao, smaller in stature, was already looking to unleash his signature combinations.
Over the initiative as he waits to throw punches, and Sanchez seizes the call some problem. Sanchez with a looping left hook to Pacquiao.
Sanchez, with his longer reach, looked content to probe and test.
Can't fight short opponents. That shot that Pacquiao is doing, he just got to wade in and just wade in with uppercut this time by Pacquiao.
Pacquiao with the uppercut, Sanchez.
To the casual fan, it seemed like any other first round of filling out process. But underneath the surface, tension was brewing.
Almost a slight uppercut as that one was. Decided to stop the...
to make contact.
Sanchez had not come to box. He had come to drag Pacquiao into the mud.
Bring him underneath a little bit.
Couple of right
Both fighters found openings, but Sanchez's rugged style already hinted at what was to come.
Middle by Sanchez. Both fighters have found the openings, working straight up the pipe.
The round ended with the crowd sensing that this wasn't going to be a chess match. It was going to be a war.
Round one comes to a close as we go to Sanchez's corner, where
The second round detonated into chaos almost instantly.
Pacquiao threw 42 punches, threw 84. So it's as many punches as Pacquiao in that first round.
Sanchez rushed forward, and the fighters clashed heads, a collision that left Pacquiao with a deep and ugly cut above his right eye.
The good thing about the last round, Pacquiao sent Sanchez to his corner hurt.
Headbutt, big cut, right over the right eye of Pacquiao, blood spurting from the cut.
This fight may not go to a conclusion, but there's a cut.
Blood immediately poured down Manny's face, painting the fight in crimson. The referee stopped the action, sending Pacquiao to the ringside doctor.
Disparity between a southpaw and a conventional fighter, and Sanchez, a guy who likes to work inside.
For a moment, the entire arena held its breath, but the fight continued.
Things happen.
Dripping into the right eye of Pacquiao.
Now, Pacquiao says he's never been Ruben Gomez.
He's in with Sanchez.
Pacquiao, blood dripping, fought with bravery.
His balance right, he makes you, pays you back.
And Sanchez's straight left hand on the eye that Pacquiao is having difficulty.
But Sanchez, the seasoned spoiler, knew exactly what to do.
Another left, right on the cut.
Right eye.
I don't think you can see it all out of the right eye. And that's what Sanchez is taking advantage.
Sanchez targeted the cut, peppering Pacquiao with straight lefts that landed flush on the wound, making the blood flow even worse.
He's just going to slip and...
Harold Letterman, what are the rules?
With every punch, the Filipino's face became a bloodier mess. And yet, Manny fought on, his willpower on full display.
Stopped on an accidental because of an accidental.
Duck, a sitting duck coming right in front. The height disadvantage at this point for Pacquiao.
It was now a race against time, as the cut could end the fight at any moment, and Manny had no choice but to press forward.
In unfamiliar territory and doesn't know what to do about it.
If the cut wasn't enough, Sanchez decided to escalate things. At the start of the third round, he unleashed a blatant low blow, smashing Pacquiao below the belt.
And now there's a low blow by Sanchez right on Pacquiao's cup. And
the young champion winced in agony and doubled over.
To a neutral corner.
That was not a hard low blow. If low blows are hard,
no more. That's one on the point.
The crowd roared in disapproval, but Sanchez wasn't done.
Be taken. Pacquiao's starting to get wild.
Well, I said earlier that he could be a bloodbath.
Pacquiao decided to fight back and teach the dirty rat a lesson.
upward.
How much chance they can actually stop the flow of blood?
That's what we want to look for.
But Sanchez doubled down on his dirty tricks to try and stop the Mexican, only to have a point deducted.
Very sturdy.
Fought Sanchez, none of them ever knocked him down.
1 point. 1 point. Limpio.
Pacquiao's pace slowed as the pain in his hip and leg started to show.
Horrific combination
By the fourth round, the referee had seen enough to give stern warnings, but Sanchez wasn't listening.
Means that the fight is at least even at this point.
Let's go.
Especially with Pacquiao now getting into his deadly rhythm.
That fight up to round 3 when Manny took the point. The first 2 rounds I get back to Peter Sanchez. He was too busy in the first round. Maybe the
shot.
Pacquiao now battling unusual circumstances and the deficit of a...
Sanchez continued hitting below the belt, pushing, headbutting, even clubbing Pacquiao behind the head.
And the deficit of a big cut over his right eye and trying to adjust.
Yeah, but he's still falling over the back of his seat. And he's...
Manny, normally the picture of discipline, was visibly furious.
And we may see a disqualification if he's not careful.
And though the blood is flowing, Pacquiao seems less troubled than was the case in round 2.
At one point, after yet another low blow, he collapsed to the canvas, clutching his groin in agony.
This is a Pacquiao response, I believe.
His team screamed at the referee to disqualify Sanchez.
Injured.
He also was hit on the back.
Instead, the referee gave Manny 5 minutes to recover.
Below the belt also, that's left leg.
5 minutes, Manny. Get up. I don't want you to lose.
Pacquiao limped around the ring, stiff-legged, clutching his hip. It was clear the repeated fouls had taken a toll.
Now there may be blood streaming from the left eye now of Sanchez.
Limpio, por favor. No quieres un disqualification.
Yet, when the fight resumed, he came out swinging with fiery uppercuts and left hands, desperate to wrestle the fight back into his control.
He didn't take the full 5 minutes either.
The blood poured, the fouls mounted, but Pacquiao's warrior spirit refused to break. By round 5, the fight resembled a street brawl more than a sanctioned boxing match.
Pacquiao has moved ahead, which had been deducted from Agapito Sanchez for fouling. And now Sanchez...
Pacquiao, now enraged, began unloading furious combinations, trying to blast through Sanchez's dirty defenses.
Sanchez has hit 2 low blows or not been acknowledged by Dinkins. To win a fight. There are rules.
The Dominican, however, kept fouling, landing more low blows while the referee turned a blind eye.
In your view, should Sanchez already have been disqualified from this fight?
Too many low blows. Because now you're only talking about hurting them.
The crowd's frustration boiled over into chants and boos, demanding the fight be stopped.
Permanent damage down there.
So in your view, this fight should already out the winner.
And I agree with George.
The referee just not paid any attention. But this is one of those old-fashioned.
Even commentators wondered aloud if Sanchez should have already been disqualified.
The referee just cannot see these low blows.
And there's another one.
But the fight continued. Pacquiao was learning the harshest lesson of his young career, that sometimes the ring isn't a place of fair play, but of survival.
There should be someone in the corner.
Yet Pacquiao's will fight through fire was pushing Sanchez to the brink of madness.
Superior hand speed. Sanchez comes back with a blistering counter.
The 6th round saw Pacquiao pressing hard, determined to end the fight before the cut, or the fouls finished him.
Start. Manny Pacquiao through just a right way. He has gotten more and more controlled with each passing round.
Pacquiao launched aggressive flurries, his hand speed dazzling even through the blood dripping down his face.
Below the belt, and the blood is dripping out of his face. You wonder how he has the energy to keep this.
For a moment, it seemed like he might finally be turning the tide.
He's in tremendous shape according to your condition than Pacquiao. He gives Pacquiao a day off from the gym.
But then, disaster struck again as another violent clash of heads tore into the already brutal cut above Manny's eye.
Could have found a way to get out of this fight before the end of the 4th round and have it called a no contest.
And once again, they clash heads as Sanchez pounds his forehead right into the middle of Pacquiao's face.
Blood streamed down uncontrollably, and the referee had no choice but to call the doctor back in.
I would think that the other cards shouldn't be all that far off.
He stopped all times. The fight has been stopped, and
This time, there would be no reprieve. The cut was too severe, the risk too great. After a quick inspection, the doctor shook his head. The fight was over. What followed was chaos. Manny, furious, protested the stoppage, insisting he could still fight. His face was a mask of blood and rage, and his spirit unwilling to surrender. Sanchez, meanwhile, raised his arms as if he had won, only to be drowned out by a chorus of boos from the San Francisco crowd. Nobody wanted to celebrate him. Because the fight had passed the halfway point, the result went to the judges' scorecards. The tension in the arena was thick as the scores were read. One judge had it for Pacquiao, one for Sanchez, and the third had it even. The official result was a split draw.
Retain his title belt. The bout is a draw. Each champion retains his belt.
For Sanchez, the night marked the beginning of his decline. Stripped of his WBO belt after a failed medical test, his career never recovered. Instead of being remembered as a champion, he was remembered as the man who tried to foul his way to victory against Manny Pacquiao. Tragedy would strike just a few years later, in 2005, when Sanchez was killed in a street shooting. With that being said, we still hope that Sanchez's close friends and loved ones were able to deal with the loss of their friend. Rest in peace, Sanchez. Otro. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and using your hype feature on this video. It supports us, but also supports your favorite fighters such as Manny Pacquiao, Naoya Inoue, or Canelo Alvarez. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, and have a good day.